first match, and it is going to be Maryland on the Druid, and Trinity College throwing out what looks to be a Mech Warrior.
Not only is that a Mech Warrior, that is a Clockwork Knight that's in there. If you pay close attention to the competitive Hearthstone scene, now there's a guy whose name is Zalay. He streams a lot of different kinds of warrior decks. And recently, he was actually playing a Mech Warrior deck and having some success with it. That Clockwork Knight was probably the most interesting card in the list because I had never seen it used before.
Yeah.
And when you catch people off guard with it, you get some explosive turns. And you take a look at Maryland, their reaction to this when they saw turn with Clockwork Knight was kind of like, what?
What the heck is going on?
Yeah, and Trinity College, look at this hand. They are in a position where they might run away with this game.
Holy moly! They can play Mech Warper and Warbot.
Maryland is going to need to draw Wrath here, I think.
Yeah, and one of the strengths of these Mech decks right now is they empty their hand early. They put a lot of pressure. And then when you think you're in the clear, when you've cleared the board or you've shipped at the board, they drop a Fel Reaver.
Yeah.
And a lot of these classes use so much removal early on, they don't have an answer to something like a Fel Reaver.
TJ.
So that is crazy.
This board is frightening. This is 6 points of damage on turn 3, and they added 4 power to the board.
Their faces.
They feel like they don't know what's,
no.
It almost looks like, I don't know, it almost looks like they're playing against this right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, this is a little bit ridiculous. So this Wrath, this was an important draw, but I think this might be like kind of a turn late almost.
Yeah, well, look at Swipe. Swipe allows them to clear the Spider Tank and the Annoyatron. But then you enrage the Warbot, and you still have
7 points.
7 points of damage staring at you. So this is rough. Now, unlike Mech Mage, Warriors don't have as many finishers. Their finishers are sort of like weapons.
Yeah.
Which aren't as good of finishers as, say, like spells. But it helps you control the board better earlier on.
Now, here's the trade-off to that, though. The weapons have more long-term damage.
That's true,
So if your opponents aren't taunting up and forcing you to attack their minions, you actually get more mileage out of the weapons.
That's true.
Of course, the problem with them is if your opponent is a Druid and happens to play Druid of the Claw, Arcanite Reaper doesn't match up very well versus Druid of the Claw. So that card, in certain situations, will be paying off. It's a more risk and reward kind of card.
Yeah.
Like this is a very feast and famine strategy, but even Maryland, they have to consider, sure, they can attack this Noyatron. Do they want to lose their Shade this way? I think they have to.
Yeah. And we'll see what draw it is. Fire War Axe.
That's about perfect.
That
it's
lines
take out
up
that,
really nicely.
Takes out the Shade, keeps the 7 points rolling, even leaves 3 damage on the board. And this is kind of the example I was talking about. From a pure efficiency perspective,
That's better than a Frostbolt.
Exactly. And so Maryland kind of has to hope that Trinity just draws dead and that they can answer what's happening right now. That is an extremely unlikely situation. And this is what I'm talking about. Without Grim Patron in the meta, you're going to see stuff like this happen until people have to take notice of this and really build their decks to fight against these kinds of decks.
You can't get greedy. You can't get greedy. This is the time where you're going to get punished for being greedy with your deck choices.
I love game number 1. I love it, TJ.
This is incredible.
This is like Christmas for me.
Trinity College knew exactly what they were up to. We saw their mulligans and went to their cam, and they were like, we're so clever.
Got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are dead draws. 7, 8, 9, 10 points of damage available. There are draws that could end this. You know, here's the downside of these aggressive strategies, though. You will have turns like this.
Yeah.
No real progress is being made here other than getting more repetitive damage.
Which is, I mean, that's progress to me.
It is.
If I'm going face for 7 damage, I'm happy.
So here's the thing. If they're against Priest, they're fearing Light Bomb. They're fearing Holy Nova. If they're against Warlock, maybe they're fearing some Shadow Mames, some Shadow Flames, some Molten Giants. If you're against Druid, you're not fearing anything.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's see. If they swipe and then hero power down,
They're going to go to 1.
they're going to go to 1.
Yeah. So they have to hope Trinity College doesn't draw a single point of damage.
Yeah.
So there's any weapon will clear it. Heroic Strike if it's in here. Maybe there's Mortal Strike. Any charge damage.
There's a lot of things. I mean, they can even get Cycle. Like,
no, there's only a couple things that deal damage in this deck that's dedicated strictly to dealing massive amounts of damage.
They're trying to think which one's the best, and I don't think it really matters. There's
Pull the highest power minion off.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you can recover. Like, say you draw Wrathful Keeper of the Grove and your opponent stumbles. Maybe.
Well,
wow. Not today.
There it
Korokron
is.
Elite is going to overkill this by 3 points of damage. Trinity College, turn 6 with Mech Warrior, take game number 1.
I love the new face of Warrior. And Trinity College, big smiles across their faces.